Jason Aldean's music video, "Try That in a Small Town," has been pulled from rotation on CMT. This is the first time in at least 30 years that a video has been pulled due to controversy. Many have come forward stating that the message behind the lyrics isn't a positive one. On the other side, people are defending the song, saying it's not about that. To be quite honest, I don't listen to country music, nor did I know anything about this song. Someone I know wanted me to listen to it and said they didn't understand what the issue with the song was. Before I even opened the link to the video, my immediate first thought was, well, it sounds like it's about lynching someone, so I would assume that's the issue. Before answering this person, I opened the link and watched the video. I wanted to see it for myself. I watched the full video, and listened to the whole song. I was very torn by what I heard, and I'll explain why. First and foremost, I am going to say this: regardless of my opinion of the video, lyrics, and their contents, this artist has every right to say, express, and believe whatever he wants. I recently created a podcast that talked about the First Amendment rights that we all enjoy in this country. You can check that out for more of my thoughts on that subject. It is also important to note that just because he has the right to express himself doesn't mean anyone has to support it. Also, the platforms that are choosing not to support his music have every right to do that as well. When you live in a country where people can express themselves freely, and have the right to do so, you are going to hear things that you don't like. That's just part of the freedom we have here in this nation. When listening to the song, I was able to immediately confirm that the undertones were exactly as I assumed and inferred from the title. If you are a fan of his music, and you are defending the lyrics, trying to say it has nothing to do with race or lynching, I believe you are very wrong, and that you are trying to justify the song because of political leanings. That being said, any fan has the right to do these things, and I won't be the one to stop you. It's your constitutional right to be able to defend this song, that was cleverly crafted, to specifically avoid racial slurs or political organizations or movements, so that the artist could imply or refer to exactly what we all know he's talking about. People will blame CMT for pulling the video and make this into some sort of dog and pony show, but the truth is, they have the right to pull something off of their platform that they believe is offensive. If you're whining and crying that they are taking these actions, you're just as bad as you accuse them of being. Whining and crying, about whining and crying, is still whining and crying. As far as the content of the song, as I mentioned earlier, it was crafted in such a way that the artist can defend it. Honestly, I'm impressed by how he was able to work so much hatred and bias into a song that somehow comes out feeling patriotic and bold. The idea of taking care of your neighbor is an excellent one. Looking out for one another and taking care of one another is what this country should be about. We would be a greater nation if we were all truly looking out for one another. But the truth is, there's so many people breeding hatred on both sides of the political spectrum, that we can't get along with one another, and rather than helping our neighbor, we are asking what their political views are first and then deciding if we are going to be their helping hand only after they answer. Furthermore, I fully support my Second Amendment right to bear arms, and will never be convinced to the contrary, but that doesn't mean I wield those weapons in hatred. It means I want all citizens to be able to take part in them. I want a country where a married, gay couple owns firearms, can adopt children, can be fiscally and morally responsible, and then draw their firearm, which requires no license to carry, in order to defend themselves when someone says, "Try that in my small town," and proceeds to attack them. I support Jason's right to make this music. I support his right to defend it. I support everyone's right to be upset that they are experiencing their music being attacked. But I also say this: you can't have it both ways. If Jason Aldean can write a song that contains the underlying message of his choosing, so can any other artist, whether it's about murder, drugs, or whatever else they choose. The person I was referring to earlier said, if they can write about killing cops and drugs, what's wrong with this song? I simply replied, yeah, I mean, he has just as much right to sing about killing people as they do. Double standards. And it is double standards, from both sides of the argument. The hypocrisy of both sides is honestly somewhat entertaining. Sounds to me like the snowflakes are hurting people's feelings. So, let's discuss. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and leave us a comment to let us know what you think about all this. As always, think freely. Discuss openly.